días para todos. Dangkul na si Zeus Masi dispensa sa kalaman at sa ayunan po na welcome everybody. My name is David Babalta Herrera. I am the acting chairman for the CHamoru Land Trust Commission. We apologize for the delay, but we thank that our members are here today. So we needed a quorum to start the officially start the meeting. So may I ask everybody to stand up, please, so we can. Mr. Garrido, you can give us please. So in Tracy, gini mas start kilo tinasoko mas start kilo coração dan mas figo na nina CHamoru o Tracy mais azul para bem o proteger o defender e cultura e linguagem e aire hands and dan CHamoru de choco direto e na justa este huwa fitma ki Biblia zan i banderahu i bandera Guahan. Dangkul na si Zeus Masi. Okay. Today is Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024. This is our CHamoru Land Resumption meeting. This is in addition to March 21, 2024, 1 p.m. meeting last month. So the CHamoru Land Trust conference room, it's being held at CHamoru Land Conference Room 590 South Marine Drive, ICC Building, Suite 223, second floor, Tamuning, Guam. Public comments may be made at the cotcadmin.guam.gov. To view the meeting virtually, log on to Guam Live YouTube, or CLTC Facebook page, or Google Meet joining into video, code link, google.com PST. Today's agenda, we will first do a roll call. Mrs. Bernalio.
I'm here.
And Commissioner Garrido.
Thank you.
Okay, officially, we have an official quorum today. Item number 2, we have the certification of the public notices have been issued to the Guam Daily Post, Guam Public Notice website, the CLTC Facebook page, and our agenda for number 3 is the approval of minutes for the November 16, 2023 regular scheduled board meeting and the November 27, 2023 special meeting.
This is a rescinding. We already went through that.
Yes, and we
postponed it.
we postponed it. So, yeah. Would we have any motion for today, or to approve the November 16 and the November 27? Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, in lieu of saving time, we have a full schedule, which I'm not quite sure we'll be able to maintain. So I would like to place this November minutes on hold until the next board meeting in April.
Okay, I understand. Do I hear a second?
I second.
Okay, any discussion? No discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Okay.
So the November minutes are being moved?
Yes. Okay, so we'll move to item number 4, Administrative Director's Report. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. In lieu of the absence of the Acting Administrative Director, John Birch, my name is Joey Cruz, and I'll be presenting the Administrative Director's Report. The report consists of several items. You should have given, the first item is the GPD Chief of Police letter. GPD was granted access to lot 7161 for the GPD emergency vehicle training. projects in conjunction with,
Yes.
or whether they are still really entering the race lane. We've done, I believe, CBD has made several visits, and I confirm that the gates are still locked to the padlock.
I recall, I believe from the last report, right, from the Guam Raceway Federation, there was sightings of illegal trash dumping and those kind of activities, so this is a positive approach. So,
Currently, we're, just so you guys, the commission members know, we're assessing what can be done to secure the left side of the fence where there's an actual path where a car can drive through. We're still assessing what can be put there, whether it's a pile of dirt or something to prevent.
in addition to the GPD, I think GCC also, right?
Yes, we have that under item 6B, about the MOU, so
Okay.
that'll be discussed.
And perhaps maybe if you can do a slight research to see if GCC has any heavy equipment group, because I know they have an automotive shop that does their, do some trainings, right? So I don't know if they have any heavy equipment group that may be able to, for us to utilize GCC to maybe relocate large.
Mr. Director's report.
All right, okay. Okay, so we move on to the next.
The next item to report is, we received a letter from the office of Senator Jesse Lujan inquiring on potential land for a shooting range. We are still assessing our land inventory and trying to identify what property would be best or beneficial for a shooting range or compound shooting ranges.
Is there any more information than this?
This is what is all that comes from
It's in the, I think it's called RTA, right? The
there.
shooting range up north,
I'm not too sure.
but isn't that an ongoing case?
I believe so. I don't think they're actively operating at this time.
No, they can't, yeah,
I'm not too
there's a
sure.
hold, but I believe it's going through the court system or?
I'm not too sure.
I mean, I commend Senator Lujan, but who would be overseeing this if we identify?
In the past, we had, there had been several groups that had came to the office inquiring about land for a shooting range. I believe Senator Lujan's email is a follow-up, I guess, to those inquiries. But we are currently assessing and going through our inventory to see what property we do have that may fit that need.
Has Senator Lujan mentioned how big a tract?
No, not through his email.
Well, from what I see here is, it's going to be commercialized. That should be out on bid.
Yes, yes. It's not to say that award of the lease will be sole source. There will be a process for us to follow, like you mentioned, the competitive bid process to commercial leasing.
Yeah.
But then again, that's a whole process again. We have to bring it to the board to have them.
I know in our last meeting, we had a inquiry under the open comment section of a group that was interested in leasing land for this purpose. But I think he mentioned something like more than 5 acres.
I am not too sure. But we're identifying between 5 and 10, just in case. So at least there's more than one shooting range, could be outdoor, indoor, and, you know, there'll be venues for enthusiasts for shooting.
Well, what do you expect from us?
At this time, nothing, we're just informed.
Okay,
So the whole director's report is just for informational purposes to provide the board, keep them aware of the things that are transpiring, the inquiries that are coming.
duly noted. Thank you.
Okay, next item. Yeah.
The next item on the director's report is the inquiry on solar farm project at GICC that was done through the office of Senator Tom Fisher. The information has been provided to the senator's office.
So this is a FYI?
Yes, I guess for informational purposes.
So that's from Senator Tom Fisher to the Guam International Country Club,
To the commission.
or to the commission. The letter is addressing it to Mr. Tan or Benson.
TAN, which is, yes,
Oh, okay.
the email's addressed to the,
Not the GICC Tan. Okay. Got it, thank you.
okay.
Okay,
Our next item is the unauthorized use of lot 7055 Jigo. It was a letter issued to the Jigo mayor. So what had happened was we got an anonymous call of some activities that are occurring on lot 7055 in Jigo. This lot is located right behind the bus satellite in Dayton, if you're familiar with the area.
yes,
This is the area where we just leased out to GPA, right?
Right behind it, yes, in the vicinity. So what it is attached to the letter, you'll see pictures. There's activity of like stockpiling, tires, white goods. There was a construction called Northern Construction that had parked their vehicles, tractors. There was activity of straining soil.
yeah.
There's boaters, they're backfilling, there's debris that the mayor claims is from Typhoon Mawar and the peanut of the Jigo village. But nonetheless, the Jigo mayor was not given authority by the commission to conduct such activities or even the use of the property. So we conducted our site inspection. We informed EPA. The next item on the director's report will be the letter to EPA requesting for their site inspection, which was done already. We haven't received a copy of the report. The report is completed. We also did visit Northern Construction's office to inquire if they had an agreement, an arrangement with the Jigo mayor. All that we were told was that they were allowed to park their heavy equipment there for the work they do for the village. There's no agreement.
Where's this reference coming from?
Excuse me,
Where is this reference coming from?
the Northern Market people or the Jigo mayor.
The Jigo mayor, where did he said he was told he could park there.
The Northern Market, the Northern Construction, I think he's the operations manager. He's the one that informed us that he was allowed given, I guess, approval by the mayor to park his vehicles there.
And have we received a reply from the mayor?
Not yet,
This is since February.
yes. But we will be conducting another site visit, a follow-up visit, to see if there is any progress into the cleanup, because there's abandoned vehicles, like I said, there's stockpiles of tires. It's almost like Oak Point or Utah Point in a
Right.
sense. But we got ahead of it this time, and this time EPA was informed and they conducted their own inspection, but we'll follow up on the report and if any violations were issued, and
Have we got feedback yet from EPA?
not yet, but we'll follow up.
And from the mayor?
No follow-up from the mayor, no response from the mayor. The mayor was present during the EPA inspection, the vice mayor was present, or had unlocked the gate to allow us to in during the initial inspection.
Also the control area with the key.
So there's a gate, a secured gate in order to go in and out.
And who has the key?
The mayor.
And that is identified as CLTC property.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I would like to suggest that your follow-up will be a stop and desist for the use of that property by the mayor.
I believe the letter was a cease and desist letter to the mayor, for them to cease and desist all activities.
that's dated February 19th.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
But there's still,
we need to do another site visit to see, to determine whether there's any cleanup and try to obtain the report from EPA so that we know what we should be doing in terms of cleaning it up.
thank you for keeping on top of this, because that's one thing we don't need is the wrong type of publicity. And he can always turn around and say that we condoned it. This letter and the follow-up letters will say differently.
And we did do some fact finding and reviewing of files, but there was never any authority or authorization given to the chief engineer for the use of that property. So really he's using it without authorization.
What is the size of that area?
I want to say maybe about 5 acres.
Okay.
Is it completely fenced? Or
Well,
just
just the
by the
front part.
entrance?
Well, because the bus satellite compound is fenced up, so that area, and I believe the GPA area if it runs to the back. But nonetheless, the front portion is fenced and is adjacent to other government operations like bus satellite and private game, so that is fenced in. So the back is not fenced. But, and then there was activity of backfilling that was also concerning.
Keep on top of it, thank you.
Commissioner Burdani, okay.
So the next item on the agenda is a copy of the letter dated February 28, 2024 from the Attorney General. The subject of the letter is notice of possible conflict of interest, temporary withdrawal, legal representation to protect public interests. This again is informational purposes for the board to be aware of what's happening with the Office of the Attorney General. The next item is the letter that was issued to Speaker Therese Torlani regarding the Attorney General of Guam's withdrawal of legal representation.
I see this 21 lists is in alphabetical order. That's why we're the top
I
of the
hope
list.
so. Not in priority, but alphabetical.
Any action to kind of inquire from our side to either open to fill a position for legal, maybe legal counsel or, in that category for us to compensate?
What we've done is we went back and we tried to figure out a way of how we will be able to retain legal services. We visited the idea of trying to hire an attorney, a staff attorney. Unfortunately, we're unable to do that. In the past, what the commission has done was issued RFPs for legal services. But even at that, the Attorney General will still have to clear that.
Okay.
But as far as any other avenues of trying to retain legal services at this time, we're stuck.
In your budget, can we ask for it?
Well, for 2025, you guys will be given copies and to approve our 2025 budget requests. We will definitely put in money for the hiring, whether it's a staff attorney or a private attorney through the RFP process. But currently, for 2024, the 2024 Budget Act did give us the flexibility to utilize the unspent appropriations for FY 2022 and 2023, so there is money. That money also will be used for the new recruitments that the board had previously approved through the org chart. So we are being very frugal with our expenditures and making sure that our necessities come before our needs. And like one is legal representation. But if there's any way to obtain, whether it's through an RFP or a staff attorney at this time, we don't have any positive feedback yet on that. But there is money, there will be money requested for, but just keep in mind.
Which of the two can be expedited faster?
Maybe the legislature allowing us to hire an attorney.
Is that germane to Mr. Moylan's power?
Well, if it's authorized through law, just like, for example, the Port Authority or the International Airport, if I'm not mistaken, they recruited a staff attorney. So I would think that would be the most.
Port Authority, GPA, GWA have their own staff attorneys, except for GPA just lost theirs. No, they have one. They have one now.
I guess that's the benefit of being an autonomous agency,
Mhm.
one of the benefits. But in the recent public hearings that I've attended in the legislature, I know there was an attempt by, I think, Senator Pinata to bring that discussion up, but that's not what we were there for at that time, so it didn't get too far. But, it doesn't mean to say that it could be requested from the senators to introduce. In the meantime, for a long-term solution to our need for an attorney.
Okay.
So this is just FYI again.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, next.
So the next item is, on February 22, 2024, a motion was made. But although the motion referenced the wrong bill number, I think the motion was made for Bill 173-37 but that was the bill related to the $300 GPA credit. The motion should have referenced Bill 179-37, which I believe was the bill regarding the solar farm. So for the next board meeting, or this coming board meeting, if the agenda hasn't been set, we'll make sure to put that as a line item, just to correct the incorrect motion.
So the motion was made for 179 or at that time?
173-37, which is the $300 credit bill.
Okay.
It should have been 179-37.
Which error was that, ours or the legislature?
The board. But it's okay. It's good, it was tabled the minutes, so I was,
That's for the Guam International Country Club, 179?
yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
So the last item of the report is, we just recently received a letter from Attorney Conway regarding occupancy of unregistered property, Mr. Billy P. Cruz. So this again is informational. We're just letting the board know that Mr. Cruz has, I believe, retained legal services, and so now I guess all communication will be done through his attorney.
This is for the Machet Street lot or?
His current lease property that's unregistered.
Billy Cruz, the nice fence.
Fence.
Okay, okay. We still need our legal right to respond to this one on our side.
Yes.
Well, we can't act on this even if we wanted to, because we have new legal counsel.
Yes. Just so the board is aware, the land registration process is kind of lengthy. It's not a matter of months, maybe a year or two.
Thank you.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so that's it for the director's report. If I may, before we continue, because I guess the next discussions will relate to constituent matters. Without legal representation present, we would advise that the board does not make any decisions. If I'm not mistaken, every lessee that's named on this agenda has some type of anomaly within their visa, or there was actions done that are contrary to law. Any further action or decisions that the board should decide to make will or may create more liability on the commission. And an example I'll give you is the null and void leases that were done. The director, administrative director, they actioned a lease award. Some leases were ratified by the board, but the Attorney General at that time, Elizabeth Barrett Anderson, came in and null and voided 102 leases. And within those 102 leases, there are some that have houses, there's some that have SBA loans, there's some that have surveyed, and there's some that have not done anything. If we can't resolve those situations or those issues, we foresee that the commission may be liable for the reimbursement or repayment of any improvements. Just know that out of the 102, I believe 16 were potentially or so-called adjudicated. But we still need to go back and review how and in what manner the adjudication or what process was taken to so-called fix it. Because the AG's opinion was really straightforward of what needed to be done. But nonetheless, those 102 leases still need to be addressed. I do understand that by not making any decisions or no action today delays progress, but the board has two priorities, right? The commission and the constituents, and it's hard to balance, I totally understand that. But we would like to advise you that without any legal representation present, that no decisions may be made towards leases that have issues.
Understood. Any comments?
Yes, all the listed constituents for today's meeting, they all have some sort of correction needed.
I can tell you confidently that everybody listed already does not comply with the date and time processing. Meaning they applied December 7th, 1995, although we're only working on December 2nd, 1995 at 8:07 a.m. It's not the constituents' fault for whatever had happened, although we need to be mindful of the liability we'll be creating if it's not done properly. And again, the prime example is the 102 mowing board releases that were done.
Okay.
Okay, with that said, I would like to put a motion before the board that we table this until we have legal representation so that we can work through the process and move forward.
Okay.
The whole agenda? The whole agenda will be tabled.
There's some items like for discussion, like 5C, which is just the discussion of the subdivision proposal. The board already had decided to dedicate that for an affordable housing subdivision.
I see.
If it's just for discussion purposes, I don't know whether the board should choose to do something else with the property. You can also, I think,
C, no, item C.
yeah, and D, and E and F and G,
Just for discussion.
yeah. Item D, regarding global recycling, it's a continuing issue that has been resolved. I don't think if the board should decide to terminate the so-called use agreement or
Oh,
authority to occupy or whatever that document was made, that's not something that would be the,
legal counsel also.
yeah, that's, you know, they're there, they don't have a lease, they don't pay rent, they're getting money from the government, so they're getting the best of both worlds.
Well,
It's,
looking at all these A through G, I think it serves us to be very cautious, and like I said, since there is no legal counsel, that we should table it until another date where we will have legal counsel available. So we can service these people, because I'm all for trying to resolve problems, but not to create new ones, and without legal, we might be digging a hole for ourselves.
On section G, if you look at it, it's only for discussion. This is the bill that became public law, 3775. So this one's already gone through. This is the MOU that we, the tri-party MOU.
oh, yeah, okay.
I know that the USDA director is here, that he may probably just give us a wrap up on the, was that, you know, the process of chapter 70, or public law 3775. This is a tri-party MOU.
We just recently received today, just a matter of an hour,
Oh, is this the
the
girl?
updated.
Oh, okay.
MOU.
Oh, right.
But even nonetheless, we wouldn't advise that you approve the MOU in its form now, without legal review. I believe Housing's legal had reviewed this already, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. If we may ask, if you may come up and state your name, sir.
Well, you can. I have a motion on the table right now.
Oh,
Yeah. So, but it's entirely up to the board if they wanna table the whole agenda. We just were making comments on specific items.
Yeah, this is not to approve or disapprove.
Would you support?
I second that motion.
Okay. All right, so,
Yeah, so I guess you have to follow through with it with the vote.
all right, so, I hear a first and second motion, so all those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and all those in favor say no, so the ayes have it, so. Oh, okay, Mr., you may, no, it's okay, the motion that they're gonna pass. So thank you for dropping by.
So would we set the schedule, confirm the schedule for the next meeting date?
Okay.
Mr. Carrino's, motion was to table the
Yeah,
constitutional.
to table the whole thing.
The whole.
Yeah,
With the whole thing?
So yes, your
Yeah, just wanna-
motion is different. He only said the constitutional, this, but you said the whole agenda.
Yeah, the whole agenda.
So can you restate, amend your motion so that it can be ready?
My motion is to table, old business A through G because of a lack of legal counsel. And,
A to G,
A through G, G is in George.
okay. And new business, we continue.
And we can continue with new business, but, let's hear what the director has to say, or the,
No, Commissioner was saying she would table the whole thing,
The whole agenda?
A through G.
The whole agenda.
the whole agenda,
So that would entail new business.
all the way to adjournment.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, because we're gonna need legal also for the constituent matters.
Okay, so I hear a motion, right? So do I hear a second? No?
I second.
If I may, Commissioner Grillo, can you repeat your motion just for clarification?
Okay, my motion will cover part 5, old business, to part 6, new business, because of a lack of legal counsel to advise us on these issues. I move that we table this until such time that we have available counsel to help us preside over the meeting.
Number 6, up to number 6.
Yes.
And number 7, you want us to continue?
And I would like to build my house before I kick the bucket. And I don't know how long that is because I have MGUS, which is cancer of the blood. So thank God that I'm still sitting here. But that's my dream, to build my house. And I've got 2 obstacles. My first obstacle is after waiting for 7 months for a survey company to come out to survey, and finally I got called last month. Finally, my name came up. But because I need an authorization from the board, just at least I can get my process going, that I can have my survey done after waiting for 7 months for this. And it's not the money that's keeping me back, it's the board. But I want to help the board by going to the legislature to help you guys, help me get a legal representation. But if I can get on the agenda, at least to have my survey done. If this board is going to approve it, if not, because again, of legal representation, I'm fine with that. And then my SBA certificate. I came here in November. I was here, I was referred off island in February, came back in May or June because of the typhoon that destroyed the only thing I've had in my life, which is a property that you're kind enough to lease to me and a building that was there. But because of this typhoon, it destroyed it. Okay, so I'm not asking for pity either, because all I want is to build my house. Okay, and what I can do and the rest of everybody that's here can help, to help you guys, to help us. Because that's the only way we're gonna do this. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. I keep being told I'm gonna be on the agenda in January, it didn't happen. I'm gonna be on the agenda in February, it didn't happen. March, it didn't happen. Okay, we're now in April. Like I said, I don't want to kick the bucket before I build my house. At least I wanna try my house. But that's my comment, and I'm very appreciative of, I'm blessed that you're able to listen to me. And I'm hoping that everybody here will leave this place today and say, hey, we need to help CLTC. Let's go down to Terline, ask her, get a law going, or all the senators that we vote for to help us. Because this is our property. Guam is our property. And it needs us. We're the CHamoros, man, that live here. You know, we own this property. It was given to us by you guys. You know, we're fortunate enough to have property that we didn't have to buy because we don't have the money. But the government gave us this property. Now we need to do our work. We need to diligently go down there and ask those people that we vote in to help us in our island, to help you guys get that legal representation. So thank you very much. And I'm so glad I aired this out because, oh my gosh, I have bad blood pressure, high blood pressure. And I'm just so happy that you're able to listen. And thank you for informing us of what they have to do, because we didn't know that. See, so every time we come to a meeting, oh, it's delayed, it's canceled because no legal. So it's so sensitive for us to keep coming if you cannot approve nothing. It's really, you're wasting our time, you're wasting your time. You guys got better things to do. So now we know what's the problem. Legal representation. And that's what this news media here, I know this gentleman back with me, needs to put there in the newspaper. CLT needs legal representation. Senators, help the people of Guam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you all have the best day. Yeah, no, my blood pressure was really, because I was here the other time and I'm so disappointed, I really am.
We, the board and our staff want to help you people, but we want to do it the right way. There were many errors made in the past, but it was not through our efforts. We're trying to clean it moving forward. Now, in all good conscience, I cannot advocate what you're saying, but you can do anything you want to do in your personal capacity. It sounds like a political action committee that you're forming, which is fine, But I wish you well in that, and I want to help you as best I can, but following the proper protocols need to be in place. And I don't want to remove anyone from their leases. I want to help them, but we're limited as to what we can do based on the AG pulling out our legal counsel. So like I said, it's your power to go down there and speak to whoever you want to down at the legislature to get things moving, because we're really not sure why he pulled away our counsel. You know, I heard they cited the raceway, but we stopped the raceway from operating because of the activities that were not sanctioned by the board. Okay? So if there's an issue there, he should go after the raceway and not CLTC.
And make us suffer.
Huh?
We're the ones suffering.
Yes. And I don't like to call you guys in and then we can't move on it. It is, like you say, a waste of your time, our time, and the staff's time, when we could be putting it to more productive efforts. But I wish you well in that, and if we do get legal, we'll start moving quicker.
Yes, and I'll be the first one in your door. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, staff
No,
of
no,
CLTC.
Lo cuento si Steve.
Oh, sorry, Ms. Berdani.
No, thank you for your support too. And like, our board member, Mr. Guerrero, says,
Thank you. I really appreciate CLTC. This office is out to help us too, you know? But they can't really move either without you guys. You guys can't move without legal representation, so where do we stand?
And we cannot hire legal representation because we need to get his approval.
Right? So he said, go through the law,
Okay.
make a public law. Am I correct? Isn't that what you mentioned? Public law.
Or an amendment to the.
Or an amendment or something.
But let's just wrap this up, right?
Yes.
The issue is not really the legislature. The Attorney General is under the executive branch.
No, separate branch.
The AG's office,
He's elected.
he's an elected board, he's an elected position, right?
So which,
Am I
just
correct?
for clarity, so where's the Attorney General under the one legislature? Where are they under?
Um, yeah,
So where are they under Commissioner Garrido? Because, because we're blaming one legislative branch, right?
No, we're not blaming
Well,
nobody.
I mean,
No,
that we
we're
have
just
to
saying, we need to go to them to help
Right.
us.
he's an elected official.
So what branch is the Attorney General?
If I'm
Commissioner
going
Garrido and
to
Commissioner,
put, if I'm gonna put a tag to it, I would say he falls under like the judicial.
where does he get his budget?
From the
That's
general
weird.
fund.
The general fund, so that's under the administration.
correct, the executive branch.
But he's elected.
That's very tough.
But then the legislature will make the law, and then the legislature will call our governor, either she signs it or vetoes it. So I think, for me, I think the best way is to go that route, because if it's into law, he has no choice but to follow that law. Am I correct?
Yeah, and just for the record, Attorney General Moylan did mention it publicly that the divisions or the departments may hire their own.
Well, that's where the legislature comes in and approves the budget for us to hire our own
Yes.
attorney.
Because the budget is not good until 2025.
Correct.
So
It's
I'm
not
talking
included.
about this whole year.
Yeah,
If we can go down there,
Well,
take care of 2024,
yeah.
since these guys have the budget, and maybe in 2025 they'll be able to hire somebody, but for now,
Well, just to add, the memorandum of understanding that we have here, just to clarify, the old memorandum for the record again, from 2005, have $500,000 right now in our budget. The new memorandum that was just passed, which is Public Law 3775, also had another $500,000 budgeted. So the gentleman that was here earlier from the USDA was going to mention to the public that the first $500,000 that was in the lockbox from 2005 is no longer locked in the system because we have a new MOU, which is the Public Law 3775. So that means that it releases the $500,000. From that $500,000, that was our plan if we move forward to utilize that $500,000 to hire an attorney so we can move on and have our meetings attended by an attorney so we don't have any more delays. That's the gap. Do we understand that? Do we have, right now we have $500,000 that's in the bucket that we can utilize.
so correct me if I'm wrong, this is what I'm understanding. You have money now,
Yes, from the first MOU from
okay,
2005.
so why can't he use that money?
Correct, you're
Because
right.
the Attorney General is the overriding Attorney General for the entire island of Guam. He has to approve any sub-attorney generals and line agencies.
Wow.
So again, the question is that do we have money to hire an attorney?
No,
Yes.
we need permission from the AG to hire an attorney.
Yes, the permission, but what I'm saying, do we have the funds to hire? I would
Yes.
say for the record, we do have.
Yeah.
We have $500,000 in the bucket right now that we can use after we release it and implement the.
What
new-
was the intent of that 500,000?
That was earmarked for something.
Well, yeah, and
Wasn't
right.
that for the SBA guarantee?
Correct, that's the,
Yes. From what I understood.
correct, yeah. So there's two MOU, the 2005 and the MOU that was just passed this year, which is Public Law 3775. 500,000 for the loan, for the fundings from the USDA, the Guam Housing and the CHamoru Land Trust. That's 500,000. The first 500,000 that was secured back in 2005 is now rescinded. That was the first MOU back in 2005 between USDA, Guam Housing and CHamoru Land Trust. So that money that can be released for us to utilize for what we need that is most top in our priority, and our top priority is to hire an attorney.
Yes.
So we can continue.
So what do we need to do? Go to the AG's office and knock on his door and say, help?
I think
What is it?
Can you ask Mr. Houston? We need to,
He needs to help.
You're right, yeah, the Attorney General is the one that mentioned that, publicly, that, the agencies may hire their own attorney.
But-
And of course, if we need to
but-
go through the AG, then we have to go through the AG and say, we want to hire our attorney, give us the green light, and the attorney will report to the Attorney General.
I have to comment on that.
Okay.
The money, that 500,000 was actually to be used for the loan guarantee.
Yes.
The
Okay.
2005 or
Well-
the new 2024?
That's the question.
We have two MOU, 2005, the 500,000, and now we have the new MOU, which is the
So,
Public Law 3775.
so this is what it is. The 3775 was to establish a escrow account for Guam Housing. The MOU that was
So it's
discussed,
earmarked.
yes,
Yeah,
it's securitized just for this, a certain program with USDA. The MOU we have since 2005 will be replaced by that MOU.
But this is what I'm trying to explain, but, please explain it more clearly.
In the MOU, it states you should have a copy that it will
I gave it to
supersede,
them already, so,
it will supersede any agreements.
amen.
The only thing is that maybe we'll be a little bit more specific and mention the date that, the date that 2005 MOU was executed, just so for clarity.
Yeah.
So that means that any money that was restricted based on that MOU will be freed up.
Amen.
But that money, those funds will still stay in the loan guarantee fund, because that's what it's earmarked for.
So it's earmarked for loan guarantee.
For 500,000.
The funds that we have here. And the funds with Guam Housing is earmarked for their program, the 502 and the 504.
Yeah, 502 and 504 under the USDA Rural Development Assistance.
but it's not to hire legal.
No, when we spoke about hiring legal counsel, so the 2024 Budget Act allowed the CHamoru Land Trust to expend any unexpended appropriations from 2022, prior years. So what we did was, we went back to see what general fund appropriations were given to us in those years that we didn't expend. We cannot expend the special fund because we were operating at a deficit. We weren't collecting more or enough than what we were spending. So if we add on to that and we continue to spend the unspent appropriations from fiscal years, our deficit will go even higher. So it's not prudent that we, or fiscally responsible that we touch that. So we're only focused on the general fund appropriations, and that's in 2022 and 2023. That money can be used to pay for legal services, will be used for the recruitment of the positions that were approved by the commission, and will be used for other things. Just know that as we go back back and you read the law, we're required to publish a lot of our activities. Publication is very expensive. In our 2025 budget, we're going to request more money for contractual expenses. We will put money in for legal services, and then and whatever it is that we use in a year. But to the question, the new MOU that is being drafted and still in draft form will replace the old MOU in 2005. But we just have some questions because in our meeting with Guam Housing, myself, Mr. Diego, CLTC will still need to guarantee the loan. But in the MOU, in the beginning of the section, it says CLTC will guarantee, but further back, it makes mention of Guam Housing will guarantee the loan. So there's just some things we need to get clarification on.
And that's what Mr. Diego was gonna clarify today, so, but again,
But nonetheless, our lessees will have the opportunity to avail of other loan programs to construct homes at a very reasonable interest rate.
Again, that was the 1% to 3.7%, but again, we'll discuss it when there's legal, so. So now, Joey, the question on the first MOU, right, it's being locked box under the budget of the CLTC.
The 500,000
The
is
first
in
2005.
yeah, the 500,000 is in a TCD and a checking account.
Yeah, not with Guam Housing, but with,
Here.
yeah, and then the second 100,000 is also under,
The recent 500,000 that was appropriated through Public Law 37-75 is with Guam Housing, not with the commission.
and for the same, for
So
the
there's no new
USDA.
money coming into CLTC. You said we keep,
And the second one is, okay,
Is with-
just that for clarification, and that's in that MOU that we have. So do we have the funds again?
Hire an attorney.
You got it.
I mean, do I have,
At this
the
time,
problem isn't the funds.
mhm,
The problem is we're not allowed
the time.
by Guam law to hire an attorney because the Attorney General is the attorney for all of the line agencies in Guam. And in order to hire an attorney for, let's say, CLTC, we need his permission.
And then,
So
so
we have to
where
go
does
to
the
the Attorney
legislature
General.
come in? I mean, where does,
when I mentioned the legislature,
Yeah.
I used the example of the airport, GPA,
Oh.
Port Authority. So in their enabling act, if I'm not
For
mistaken,
the autonomous,
for the autonomous, they make mention of the recruitment of an attorney. That's what I meant. That,
so we have to knock on the Attorney General's door
oh,
there. That's the door.
or even,
with the help of the legislature.
yeah, and they can make amendments to laws to authorize the recruitment of an attorney.
Mhm.
It's
It's the
been,
only one.
it's an avenue that could resolve our lack of an attorney.
So this man has my livelihood or my future in his hands
Or he can
because he's
just,
not,
he can just send an attorney down
Yeah.
here to represent us and
So-
we're on the way.
I'm on the, oh my gosh, okay.
You got
I get
it, you're right on target.
Yeah,
so.
I get it, understood, thank you so much. At least I got clarification because I keep coming here, but anyways, I hope that I can get on the agenda
Okay.
someday, real soon.
I think you already discussed that with one of the land
Yes.
agents, right? No?
With
So, about your agenda to be put,
Yes,
for your next
yes, I
meeting.
spoke to a very wonderful woman today that clarified me too, so, hopefully I get on that next
Best of
agenda.
luck.
And maybe the next time I come,
Yeah,
there'll be a man sitting over there,
yeah, and
yeah, right?
they're the fifth floor, so.
Or maybe I should go and ask one of these attorneys, say, hey, you guys wanna donate your time for us?
Pro bono.
Yeah, pro
You got
bono,
I
yeah.
don't know if that's allowed.
That's why my daughter is going to school to be a lawyer, so she wants to do pro bono, she wants to come back to Guam and do that.
Si sus mas.
Thank you so much, no, hamzumas. Sa ayos,
Okay,
old man.
any more public comments?
Kolos and cuentos, put it
Yeah.
in normal.
Joy, thanks for the clarification.
Ay, don't, my name.
Yeah, non-movers.
No. Okay, no problem.
Or those may MOU. Those.
Yeah, but one is gonna be voided.
Oh, we need this one. Third, second, five. Oh, está buenas. Sa amin na, namu. Kasi namu.
Federico tayo magpagkahokan.
Oh.
Alay, sa ganit sa moro kini ito ganit magsuat tono man sino man sulit panit sa moro na ito. Kung di man na sa sistema qualify. Ang nanay itong mes sabi ng ganon. Pues na magti oras ni pabibalaw ay mo ako. Esta hiyo ng ko mo poki. Kasi nga nila sino pa tono para mo. Esa na manazay. Asa nga funuyo mo na talaga matsapabin na namin. Tapos mga yung ki CHamoru kita dito. At sige, ulit dito. Ano mo na ito? Asa nga kabihan sa piano, ito ko no prevensyon. Kung beneditan,
Oh, o pumabili.
tapos lagi ati malabdaw, pahatutunin sila mo. Porque pula ni basta dahil sa kiti kaniya hanggang sa tanong ito ko okay ano mo na doon magsabi mamili kumano to tuloy to manungin sa ito ito ko
Office mabidis na muna.
tuloy isa na niya
I know you.
mamili wa pausis
Ay,
umili ano na sige tanong tinam mamili There's all to that process and be tatanong sa no study diba o pali tono the same month exact tanong po ikay tanong mamasok po sino pues malayo tanong tono
sa dos.
para dos sistema mo na pamilya pues ang lahat na malayo tono no Pono to be sa huno lo. Pero okay. Siya tayo ito na tawti mo milizo amili ta bezi.
Segundo.
Segundo. Amili. Ano na natin ito amili toli. Ang tuju mili segundo ni matu papa. Sa gani mo na naga po so. Ano ay matu the first time mo ni kami pesa matu ki second time to ata. Tani ne rogan na mati tidak usah matan himbut na papa naga kiso I tan kon sonda ko ki pagatole taki ti anu ko gatole pusa bene matu papa ni kofaya sonne penna ide tuna roga patwi pabilog subi tabi ranum sengitin Ikulani tinggi menonong begini nanti tak usah ni jilid manggagiti dan umur turuan benar-benar mengkotori makan satu di sampah di kanan tapi ni negara kan sangat kali ikumungo ni semua ikusino noi otu anayu di sino na itu na bukan tahu anayu ke bisa ane uli zamanul kalau makan mau kan itu lah ikugo ini Una dos este na tomo. Una dos. Ano marada na midi, ito na ika possible. Wa possible. Todi malagulnya. 2,000 knowledge of possibilities. It's the progress in 10 years to like that. It's the progress. Mapata Zoom meeting, puro ST, sa mga question na presidente. Oka masama manyo na start sila masubisa. Tayo bitaw to.
I-surveyor gagaya o?
Mo, lalala.
O?
Di sino kontak kita to kaso listen niya mo na na so ko. Is he not contact?
It's in the record of the surveyor that he,
Mr. CHamoru did retain the services of Robert Ventura.
Ventura.
He did
also
maintain
Ventura
them.
passed
Si
away.
Ventura Toridor at that one, si Ventura. Mr. Manon, I don't know, I cannot find him.
He passed away.
So is
Yes,
that
but
the map?
before he passed away, I was trying to find him, and where is that? I never can get a hold. So I didn't even feel.
So that's the map, he did a map
It's like a sketch only. There's no map.
for the first or the second lot?
The second, the 481.
Oh, in the south, lot 481?
He said, the first one ba map? Siguro, nagawa map.
They
Manayo map, the everything I got print for the property where I was, one of the I got to Toridor, I got print. I finished the Zigu, I have no, Swamlo, that it is all, I got map showing that this is the property.
Kung ba, Muhon, mafagyaw ni Muhon?
Umaga na mo kung sinusunod ginutsa sa nanya karabol lakset.
Yeah.
Usigyo tanumi, ipirugat,
Alo, mapega Muhon,
papaiga mo.
Okay, okay. Pesina, tasobda, zang ginta, ito, no?
Ah,
Okay, okay.
Dami pa, ano na,
Malik mo, so,
may
there's-
masunod na norte, ano yung norte, di ko pa ako
Is that
wala
receipt?
na.
There's $1,000 deposit.
Okay. So what's the next action?
I got all the documents on both properties
You know,
up to now.
again, we go back to date and time. Right? So
Okay.
Mr. Time,
What's the date? What's his date?
issue is December 4, 1995. So
Okay.
Mr. Tamino is one of many people in that type of category that were given NOIAs that required the prerequisite of their property to be surveyed prior to getting a lease.
Oh,
So there's a lot of people who have paid for surveyors
before the lease?
before the lease because that was the requirement before,
Oh,
but now did not get a lease. They could have had their property fully surveyed already and have a map but no lease. But because their date and time were unable to give them a lease, but like I said initially was that it's not their fault because they did everything that they were told.
the property survey, registered?
Some, but there's some that are unregistered.
How about this one?
41, I'm not too sure they're verifying whether it's registered or not.
Just verify, because,
So again, Mr. Tamino had already did what he was supposed to do. He went and retained surveying services, put a deposit of $1,000. It's unfortunate that his surveyor did not complete it and is no longer on this earth. But
is this part of that law that, on the bill 245? That was supposed to rectify this similar?
I need to go back and read it because I know there was something about surveying or something.
Okay, I think it's 247.
Sila receipt po ni Alangon na Charles.
One is that, lagyan ng Tatizia, todo, no? Reglamento, so.
The 41 is unregistered. It's not registered.
Oh, so it's an unregistered land?
Sa Quezon and Emerald, what I know he has to do is survey the property, and then whenever everything was done, he's the one that's supposed to send me the map into that, the government.
But just so you
But he
know,
never did. He said, "Tama na ako, tama na na hatugan na biltin natin ma-register dun ito, no?"
Yeah.
That he went ahead and did it, that he did something wrong, he did that intentionally.
Hey, so,
your
so
map
that-
would have never been approved if it's unregistered.
so all those people that are living in 481 are on unregistered land?
Not all of 481 is unregistered. There may be a section that's registered.
I see.
They didn't have that kind of
Do we
map.
have that on the listing of that, remember that one that you showed me, the 200 unregistered?
Oh, you have to go back and check. I'm not too sure.
Okay, got it.
I got the map for that property, for both properties.
Okay.
I got everything. Because this thing, I asked him for the map, so he went ahead and gave me a map. Kala, malalagong babasa ako sa timapa. They opened it. Perfect.
So unregistered, tama?
This is the map for
Oh,
that.
unregistered, unregistered, na tama?
This is very close to Santa Ana.
And you might have a retracement sketch, but not much.
It's not a-
No signature, still no signature.
You get the small, the small map? Yeah, the small map.
This map is for the basic lot, for the entire area, not your specific lot.
And it's unregistered?
I got that, I got that.
This is not.
She just didn't get that. I think she-
It's unregistered, on the map it says unregistered.
Wow, so that's a big partial, no?
Yeah.
Kaya na doon, the main map.
That's just a sketch.
This is the main map. Yeah, I wrote the map.
Are most of them unregistered?
We have a lot of property that are unregistered, we have a lot of people who have leases on unregistered. We have a lot of issues. I mean,
There's 223, right? You're still on that unregistered.
we have a listing of unregistered property that we've put in the order of the most affected and the most leases that were awarded to specific. Try to get it registered, but we haven't been successful in that.
I'm sorry, like,
Keep it
well,
on
I remember,
Here, we try to assist as much as we can, so what
This
we
is
do is
just a drawing, Mr. Taiwan.
with the process.
This is just a drawing.
There has to be something filed in court.
It's not an official map, this is an official map.
I got the other one.
Check for the
No,
surrounding
for
property.
the agate, this is the official map for agate, that's not an
And
official
then
map.
also the land registration survey we
That's
go on.
just a surveyor's drawing.
It's a multi-agency task.
So what's the next movement for the,
There really is,
if it's ranching it, farming it, is it?
I don't wanna say to continue, because
You know what I need? He even told me to start planting.
I understood, but
And I did plan, kada tanungi, gusto bubunin nito. Lala within a month time, karabaw nung dumabaw. Every time,
There's a carabao.
soda, nidzo, tanungi suni, the same old thing. Pues must go like that, sinai can be doing this all the time. Sa Maliliat, adilia, but this tautono tanungi. Talilina gospel, lingalana, kasi sa ikaw ba, karabaw ko na ananga po daw kung talaga pipalusin. Toda sa itu na sa usul at suman. Tamang gogobot, so di man aktibo sa dito.
This is the bill.
His property is not registered.
Okay, so está the 22 slave, no, no,
We cannot,
Ya, ele ko pa ko maliwa so, maliwa.
we cannot.
Guys go, I don't know where to go.
It's not a.
I don't really don't know where to go.
what we'll do is, we'll get this, your situation assigned to someone to do a thorough review of your file.
Is it in this file?
Ya te necesita agabao po DCDs din. Iagabao sa pin gumisidi.
So that,
Luto yan ay pag-agabao. Mura ni attorney din.
yeah. Tali tayo, no? Na problema. Actually, pabila tuwa, this is precious again. After run across like this, you know.
I know the,
That is stage of grandson, no colognes, the padgul yatsuza.
Next time, if you have any inquiries or something, we would recommend you come to the office and speak with a land agent or someone to assist you, just so we can compile all the data, get
I
everything
know,
together.
now I know.
Yeah.
I will not just, I believe what they did, Setana is, well, no kusa lenga, CHamoru land plot. They could be numa, but to research on macho. If again, I think the judo, let's go back to the Pues después, si at sumogin nila, pues, malingwa, I don't know how to go straight na lang, siya mo ba? They do not from now. continue na tawtin, sumulong sa say, hey, why do you do this? So that's wrong. You can't. Kung magawa doon sumulong sa mapresyo, kung ano siya mag-expense sa dang pulo na tawag. Kung magawa sa kengan sa lapit, nana na sa lapit na 2,000 na pagkalaan nito. Talaan na may safety fa magun, luatot ka sa utulong sa qualify ako pa pira yung lepon pabinsi. It hurts really that they thought the government would do this to the people in the country. They ignored it. Salala. I've been through. I've been coming in and out. But all they tell me that we can't do anything sa and wapo bema. Bulat bema. Basta kalano kung pwede natin sila. So madali ko. You is somewhere I didn't know if I screwed my head off. They won't listen because problema was done by them and ito mo tugon na mas.
Yeah, ay maris na pa no, isi delinga si Senyor Cruz no, no sempre ka establisa fini na causa do malak no story katulad do ma tutun sa sinya mantugi no di legislatura ni para ma-reclare problema. So lamigay mangay problema tagwini. Isi man aposin yung guminsot, damatay yung guminsot, pat no maaposin yung guminsot, timaktuy yung guminsot, bidi tano, umano yung guminsot at suli sa lakpi, kaya kikilizano ni manaplika, na nanangga, tamana isa ako no. So, esta pa ako, may ba ma, dini, inapusan na sakan naman haruman matres. Lo todo si lili ni problema ni 28 anos, 28 years no, Joy since.
Roughly, give or take.
Yeah, so even
Ako pa ako natawtin si
business na
business leaders lang. Until yung mga kung baka pamilya naman ang guide si Su, 90% Su sa famagod na. Kasi bigay, totoo na yung pamilya.
Kasi sige, insetsegwi ni tres na bill ni kada para amenda na yung problema ni uno no gopi December 2nd, right? Joy, no?
Yes, yes.
Ya bulan ezi December 2nd di matatizi zaman teki hobo December 4 wazi 2024 as ta manay tamu
Sa tuwa hapin ezi tali layu. Are matam pabin tutuni apa pabin sewi. Anak Western semua gagal gimana atu. Sa ano unang teman tiga atu.
that's CHamoru land trust.
Ezi somno.
Oh,
Gua tahu tu mana ini tanut feder ni ya.
yeah, you catch what he's saying, no?
Yes.
His
The
son was
same
given,
property that we were told.
Huh?
Someone else is there.
But ini tanut ni stay manaya.
Yeah, so ano na problema siya in Kokoy Pambu sa no
Ano na pa
dahil sa mo niya stay bisisita no maliklag through imamenda ilan sa no 2000 represent
Ulan ba? Di tangga pa ipasensya ko yun.
yeah o tunga na i-tempo sa timan otman ni lo no sa
Sa mga siya feel sorry lang dali.
yeah
Sa
ay
mga
No.
si Jesus mo sa
One thing for sure is please come by our office if you have any questions, concerns, or inquiries. Our doors are always open. Please make sure that your information is updated, because there's going to be a time when we have to get hold of you and you don't update your contact information or your mailing address.
So,
And then you will
yeah.
be,
For example, you're open tomorrow, no? Regular?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, sila na agupa ang maklo sa natungo, todo na informasyon, so matutuni kausamu.
Yeah.
Ezi ililek niya si Senyor Cruz.
Okay.
Let us thoroughly review your file. Give us an opportunity so we can compile a
So,
report and we'll know what's going on.
PSSTG, yung sangan bago na testimonyo, sabi magaya na magkukod na, sabi manahalong izomu fayo, na magtopa ko na ani, doon fanuyang ni Mapang sa kanyang na dos na tano, mafanuyang, yung unapasya guminsot, mamili isakot na manayon, kasi segundo manayon, ni segundo sa Carabao, kumangkot
Kaya naman ito tatizuli ka, lubihin, yung pagbilhin, na isa po dito. Wala na nga pas musiker mo nung nagagawin eh,
Pues si segundo Monica na tama si manafag niya.
right beside it.
Ya, fisal ko kala namuli.
It's again, let's see, mauli pag kumuli yung sarili.
Fisal siya no fakto magya buka utuma na ni Filomo timpo mo lo Monica niya si senyor. Fakto zo ma dokumento
Yeah.
no todo yung benta pa mo. Zo matutuni kausa data ta regla
Okay.
ta regla. No, esta no no si sus masi.
Okay, just mo si man, to so expensive.
Ya, maulit na.
Because balik ka
Sa
sa
sinusus
bawal
ordinary,
na
okay,
din
alam
authorate.
ko.
Nani ni Borgo kasun ng bisita na so na ko sa authorate so to.
Lo mo siya pa ipamaguon.
Except for magulit ako.
Yeah.
Ni ta for man. Ah, juga.
Okay.
Just mo si.
Ako mas. Kasi esta no, ano naman gagit.
Ay,
Esta munazal ni publiko na kwentus. Esta no, Zoe Bulajor.
We'll set the next meeting.
Oh, okay, so number 8, next meeting, Thursday, April 18, 2024 at 1 p.m. CHamoru Land Trust, conference room, suite 323, second floor, ITC building, Tamunich. Do I hear any motion to adjourn? Do I hear a second? All those in favor say aye. Have a good day, see you next month.
This month.